Winter, a time when much of the land sleeps under a quiet blanket of snow, resting and waiting for the warmth and the renewal of spring.
Hi, I'm Lowell Perry. Hey, there are many of us that wish we could do that. Hibernate until the weather turns nice. Unfortunately, someone keeps setting the alarm clock. The fact is, we all have our daily schedules, and that means we're on the road almost every day, no matter what the weather. Let's see, what can make driving difficult? There's rain, especially at night, and fog and high winds. But the worst is winter's little gift to us, driving on ice and snow. That's what we'll talk about today, and you'll see that if you're prepared and careful, you can drive with confidence all winter long.
We'll look at how to get your car ready for winter driving, what to watch out for out on the road, and the steps to take if you do run into trouble. First, there's your car or truck. It needs to be maintained year-round. You can do it yourself, or like me, go to the professionals, where they actually like working on cars. But however you do it, you need to keep your vehicle tuned and have vital systems like brakes and exhaust checked regularly. This becomes even more important as winter approaches. Winter breakdown can be more than inconvenient. It can be dangerous. And to make sure your car is ready for the cold, you need to plan on a little special maintenance. Your battery should be checked and terminals cleaned. Fluid should be added if necessary, especially windshield washer solvent and a coolant that'll be good to at least 30 below. And wiper blades should be inspected and changed if they're streaking. And don't forget your tires. There are a lot of specialized treads out there, and you may live in an area where you'd benefit from, say, a special snow tire. But most of you will do fine with a good all-season radial. Just make sure you have lots of tread and the recommended air pressure.
Now, if you're not going to do the maintenance yourself, take your car for a winter car care inspection at your dealer, the local garage, or wherever, just so the job gets done right. Otherwise, who knows? You might end up being the subject of your local traffic report while you're waiting for that tow truck. Here, let me show you something. That's right, they're good old jumper cables. You may never need these if your battery's in good condition, but you should still have a set in the trunk. In fact, there's several things you should carry in your car all the time. The jumper cables, a flashlight, and flares, reflective triangles, and a safety vest for emergencies. But in winter, you need to be even more prepared than this.
You should have something to improve your traction, like a bag of sand or cat litter, and a small shovel. If you do become stuck, these can help get you out. And if you live or you're driving in rural areas or going on a trip, take extra windshield salt and have extra clothing, including boots, hats, and gloves. And don't forget blankets. If you should break down, you may need these for warmth. You might even want to pack a little food, like snack bars. And, of course, a cellular phone could come in real handy. I know it takes time to get these things together, but you need to be ready for that one time you may need them. And speaking of taking time, do yourself a favor and take the time to clear all the snow off your car before you go. This includes the top and hood. And it's very important that you clear your headlights, the turn signals, and tail lights, and all the windows. It'll make it easier for you to see and for others to see you.
Before we go on, there's something I'd like to share with you. I really enjoy driving in winter weather. Now, I know that sounds a little crazy, but I just enjoy the challenge of driving in snow. However, I accept winter driving on its own terms. It can be slippery out there. With this always in mind, I simply drive slower. I don't always try to drive the posted speed. And I leave more space between my car and the car in front.
I know this is easier said than done. In the city especially, it often seems like everyone is driving too close. And other drivers may pull into the safe space you've just given yourself between you and the next car. But you should still always try to allow 5 to 6 seconds of stopping distance, or about twice what you need on dry pavement.
The real key to all this is to give yourself more travel time. Whether you're going across town or across state, you don't want to be in a rush. In fact, you can't rush in ice and snow. Okay, the car's in great shape and well equipped. I'm buckled up and the lights are on for extra safety. So let's go.
Okay, so you're not someplace warm. Might as well accept it and start watching out for the curves winter driving can throw at you. Like road curves. The straight road with decent traction can turn into the curve with very little traction. When in doubt, slow down. In the city or in town, be careful as you approach intersections. Glazing caused by cars stopping and starting at lights can create patches of ice right where you may need to brake. Here's one you've probably heard. Bridges and overpasses freeze first, and sometimes quickly. Again, when in doubt, slow down as you approach and ease off the gas before you cross. You'll also want to be cautious at underpasses. There can be so-called black ice that's very hard to see. And even if it's just wet or dry, be careful, because on the other side, that's right, it's still winter. Sometimes very deep snow or icy conditions may require the use of tire chains. But remember, they're to be used at slower driving speeds, and each state has different regulations. Also, check what your owner's manual says about using chains. These are some of the things that make winter driving a challenge. But you'll be fine if you always look well ahead of where you're driving, anticipate problems, and take it easy. You may have heard it said skiing down the hill can be easy, but that stopping part, that can be a problem. Well, believe it or not, stopping a car on ice and snow is usually not a problem, if you do it right. First thing to remember is, no matter what kind of brakes you have, you should gently squeeze the brakes to slow down or stop. Keep your heel on the floor, and use your toes to put a slow, steady pressure on the pedal. Now, if you don't have anti-lock or ABS brakes, and you feel the brakes start to lock, just release slightly, then reapply the pressure. If you do have ABS brakes, keep a constant pressure on the pedal. Just don't let up, and the ABS system will help prevent locking.
Well, I'm afraid it could happen. No matter how careful you are, you might find yourself in a skid. But all is not lost. Let's look at a skid and see how it can be corrected.
Well, maybe not that one. Okay, here's one that can be corrected by doing three things. Ease off on the accelerator. Stay away from the brake. Look and smoothly turn the wheel in the direction you want the car to go. Let's see that again. As soon as you feel a skid beginning, ease off on the accelerator. Stay away from the brake. Look and turn in the direction you want the car to go. And be careful not to oversteer. I know you might be thinking, I'm not sure I can do this. But the truth is you can, if you make smooth, controlled moves with your steering wheel. That's why it helps to drive with your hands lower on the wheel in this position. Or this. You have much better control.
One other thing about skids. Rear-wheel drive vehicles usually give you more warning. You can feel the rear wheels losing their grip. But front-wheel drive can be different. There can be very little warning of a skid. Too much speed or acceleration is usually the problem. So the best thing to do is to slow down and always drive at a speed that's right for the conditions.
It's true. Sooner or later, you may end up stuck. But take heart. It doesn't make you a bad person. In fact, it's a chance to show everyone how prepared you are. First thing you want to do is shovel away any heavy snow from around the wheels. Then, improve your traction. Spread your sand or cat litter in front or back of your drive wheels. The key now is to keep your front wheels straight and accelerate slowly. Spinning your tires will probably make things worse and could even be dangerous. You can also try to rock your car out if you're stuck, but check your owner's manual first for the recommended procedure. And if none of these things work, that's right, it's time to call in the pros.
My parents always told me life's a challenge, and that's certainly true about winter driving. Driving in ice and snow is a challenge, but all should be well if you have your car ready, you remember to slow down and be careful, and if you always wear your safety belts. Thanks for listening, and have a safe winter.